Hello, friends. It's your girl, Anna Loves, and welcome back to Creepy Corner Storytime. So, today I'm going to tell you about an experience that happened with my great grandmother that was in a nursing home. Um, my mom and my grandma would go and visit her every week, and they had set up little decorations in her room, and she had this little parrot that showed up in her room, and they asked her where it came from. She didn't really have an answer for them because she was like in the early stages of, I don't know if it was dementia or she was just really old, really. Um, Anyways, the parrot was set up across from her bed, and when they first saw it, it was turned around to where the tail was facing her. So they went over and turned it around so that she could see it from the front because she did like birds, and didn't really think anything of it. So the next week they went back and they looked, and the parrot was turned around again with the tail facing my great grandmother again. So they thought it was odd. So they started asking the nurses, like, "Hey, do you guys know who gave her this parrot? Where did it come from?" And nobody could give an answer. And they said, "Well, has somebody been moving it?" And they were all saying, "No, nobody moved it. It's, we don't know how it got like that." Um, so they thought that was a little strange. They turned it around again and just kind of let it go at that because it was a nice parrot. Um, and then the next week they came to visit. My grandmother was kind of like upset and kind of talking to herself, and so my grandmother asked my great grandmother, like, what's going on, like, is something bothering you? And she said, es la muchacha que me molestó. And basically what that means, it's like, there was a little girl, she said, was in bed with her and it was bothering her. And they looked and they said, no, there's nothing but, a couple of pillows that were set up next to her. And again, they didn't know where the pillows came from. They thought maybe the nurses might have brought her extra ones. They said they didn't. And I know, like, from some of my previous videos, you guys know that my family was very close with a curandero. So all of this kind of raised some questions with my mom and my grandma. They started talking about how they thought it was really strange that some of this stuff was ending up in my great grandmother's room. So they went to go talk to him. And he told them that they needed to take the parrot out of there and take the pillows out of there and take them home and burn them. So they went back to visit my great grandmother, and they took the pillows and they took the parrot and they put him like in a little paper bag, and they wrapped it like in, like, I guess now you say like a Walmart plastic bag, and they closed it, and they went to take it home so that they could burn it. So they had like a metal tub, like a basin, and they put it in the backyard. It was like right by where the back door was. And so my mom was getting the stuff ready. So she got some newspaper and she shredded it up and she put it in the metal basin so they could get to burning the stuff. And she took the stuff out of the bag and she separated it. She put the parrot like on a little entryway table, and she took the pillows and she took them out and put them in the tub. And so my grandmother, she said, okay, here, take this stick and poke on it a little bit to kind of move it around, because they figured it would take a while for the pillows to start burning. And so they lit it. And when they did, my grandmother realized that they didn't have the parrot. So she's like, hold on, well, here, go. She told my mom, go in there and see if you can get the parrot. And she said, okay. And then my grandmother said, never mind, I'm just going to go grab it. I know where it is by the door. So my mom said, okay. So she stayed there and she was kind of trying to get the fire going with the newspaper to get the pillows burning. And when she did, she said my grandmother said something to her, and she just turned around for just a second and said, what? And when she turned back around, she looked into the tub and the pillows were gone. So she was kind of stunned at this point, and then she turned around to ask my grandmother what it was she said, and she said, I can't find the parrot. She was like, we can't find the parrot anywhere. And so she went in and they looked on the table, under the table. They looked everywhere in the house. I mean, they like turned it upside down and they never could find that parrot. So this really bothered him. So one, there's no way that the pillows could have disappeared that fast. And then the parrot disappearing in the house somewhere and they never could find it, that was really strange too. So they went back to Don Jose, which was the curandero that we were really close with all those years. And they asked him, they told him what happened with the pillows disappearing. And they told him, that they could never find the parrot. And he said, well, you don't need to worry about that parrot because the parrot went where those pillows went. And they said, well, why did that happen? Why did they show up in my great-grandmother's room like that? And he said that he knew what it was and who put it there, that it was a lady that lived in the nursing home with her. And he said that she was just very evil and very jealous. Basically, she was a witch. He doesn't know why she was so hateful. He thought probably because my grandma and my mom would go visit my great-grandmother every week and they would show her company. So she was really angry because she was alone. And so just the longer she stayed there, just the meaner that she got. So this is a story that's been passed through that my mom has been telling me for years that I thought was just wild, but it definitely actually did happen to her. So I thought it was worth sharing. Anything kind of crazy like that happen in your family, I would love to hear about it. Guys, share your stories with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. Bye.